For over a decade, Dearica Hamby has been one of the most versatile and clutch performers in women's basketball. A 6'3" force who hit the shot of the year in a playoff elimination game.
That's a dangerous pass. Hamby.
Grabbed 19 rebounds in a single game and delivered the best seasons of her career at 30 and 31 years old, all while raising a family. But behind the awards and the accolades is a story of a champion who endured through a publicly painful legal battle against the league that crowned her, and then came back and outplayed everyone who counted her out. So how do you find the courage to keep showing up when facing adversity? How do you balance being a mom and an all-star? Let's find out. I'm former LPGA Tour player Cheyenne Woods, and you're listening to Real Game Episode 5, Real Courage with Dearica Hamby. Dearica Hamby, WNBA champion, 3-time All-Star, 2-time 6th Player of the Year, bronze medalist at the Olympics, mom of 2, and of course a demon deacon.
Yes.
Thank you for being on the show.
Oh, I'm glad to be here.
It's good to see you. And we overlapped at Wake a couple years, right? When did you graduate?
2015.
Okay, so I graduated 2012, and
3, yeah. I was like a baby on campus.
I know, it's so crazy now. I mean, 14 years later, and I honestly have had so much fun seeing your career evolve and cheer you on. Wake is a small school.
Yep.
So to come out of Wake and have as much success as you've had is so rare.
Yeah.
Looking back on the 10 years now that you've been in the WNBA, what have you learned? What do those 10 years feel like? I know it goes by so fast.
It does. And I mean, as long as I can remember, I've been a mom. So
yeah,
that's kind of been the bulk of my journey. But as far as from Wake Forest, I feel like I'm just grateful for the small community that was there. I think I initially wanted to go to a big school, and then I'm kind of glad that I didn't, because I think I'd be a completely different person. So just grateful for my time there, and I'm getting inducted into the Hall of Fame actually next month.
Congratulations. That's awesome. I just got inducted last year. Yeah, that's awesome. And I didn't realize that you had a late start to basketball too.
Yeah, I didn't start playing in my sophomore year of high school. So yeah, I feel like I'm just now like in my prime, honestly.
And that's, 10 plus years later. Most people nowadays, the kids start focusing in on sports at 5, 6, 7 years old. And you starting your sophomore year of high school, some would say a late bloomer. Do you feel like that gave you a bit of an advantage of things just being fresh and new at the right time?
I think twofold. I think a little bit of a disadvantage because I didn't necessarily get all the accolades, so to say, at a younger age, or the exposure for like USA basketball, like all that came later. But I think the benefit, and I'm most appreciative of, is that I didn't fall in love with the game until later. Like it all was kind of just for fun in the beginning.
Yeah.
And so I didn't like burn myself out at an early age.
Yeah.
And I try to like replicate that like with my daughter. Like she does tennis, and I'm more like, oh, just twice a week right now. Like just like enjoy it, because I know at some point in time, like it's gonna be like your entire life.
Awesome. Yeah. And it feels different once it's a job too. So to be able to have that late start to where it's fun, you're enjoying it, you're still learning. Do you feel like, when did you feel like you fell in love with basketball? Like what hooked you in and took you down that path?
I would say like truly fall in love with it was when I realized like the opportunities that it brought. Like I got to go play in South Korea for my first year.
Wow.
And like sitting over there in isolation, it was like,
Oh geez.
why am I here? And then once I left, I was like, I want to go back. Like I want to do this again and again. And so I ended up getting pregnant, but I definitely still continue my time overseas. And it's one of those things in hindsight that you like miss when you're in it, the thick of it. It's like, why am I over here? But again, just grateful for the exposure and the blessings that have come from playing basketball.
It's so crazy because you don't realize how isolating it can be, even though it's a team sport, but you're in a different country.
For sure.
You're in a new environment. You don't know the language, probably. And that's when you can really tell, like, am I really going to do this or not?
Yeah. And that was for me, like, I was just, like, grateful to be there because I wasn't supposed to play professional basketball. I wasn't supposed to get drafted as high as I did. So I think I was kind of living like this could be taken from me at, like, any point, you know?
You're just grateful.
Yeah. It was my junior year in college. They were always like, you're kind of good. Like, you could play pro. And I was like, what is that?
Yeah.
And so My dream was to like go to Boston College at the time and be a lawyer.
Wow.
Yeah, no. No.
Not
I don't even enjoy school like that, so I can't believe I thought.
Why was it ambitious? When did you know that basketball was your future? And where did you get that belief from if you never even grew up thinking that?
Yeah. I mean,
That
again, like
journey.
definitely early on, it was more so like you're gonna use this as an opportunity to like go to school. I grew up, my mom basically raised 3 kids by herself, so that was gonna be the only way that I was gonna get to further my education. So it was kind of like you don't have a choice.
Yeah, right.
At that point when I was in high school, I was just like tall. Everybody thought I was like raw and like,
Yeah.
and I was like athletic for my like size. My junior year, I was just good. I went from like averaging 10 points a game to like 22 points a game and being one of the best players in the conference.
What changed for you to have that
I
growth?
don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's crazy. I seen a teammate of mine, Kiwi, Kiwi.
Okay. Yeah.
I saw Kiwi Boykin this past summer, and she came to watch me play in Dallas. I do not remember this, but I guess my sophomore year, I told my team that I was gonna play in the WNBA.
Really?
I do not remember this. This is what they tell me. I don't remember this. They said I said this, and they said they laughed at me.
Really?
And I don't blame them, like, because why would I have said that at that point in time? But I think
Wild.
my life in general has just been like the power of manifestation. So when it did click for me, and maybe it was then, I don't remember being that early, but I started to say those things.
Yeah,
It's like it literally just happened. I do vividly remember doing a vision board with
In
one of my
college?
coach, yes, with Clarissa
Okay.
Garcia, and writing just like outlandish, probably 20 points a game is probably what I wrote. Just like outlandish, like goals.
Wow.
And sure enough, like it changed. So
Jeez. And manifestation, absolutely.
Yeah.
Believing in yourself and creating it. From the outside looking in, it probably is a lot of people saying, where did this come from?
yeah.
Right? But success is never linear. And a part of the show is we like to graph everybody's career and kind of show the ups and downs. The ups and downs of what actually happens in a career and what success looks like. So your graph is based on your points per game. So it's just like numbers on paper. But this is what your graph looks like of 2016 until, or I guess 2015.
You want to show the people?
Yeah, you can show them.
To me, it looks like take 2 steps forward, take 1 step back, 2 steps forward. So obviously over the course, you're going to continue to trend up.
Right.
2 dips are my pregnancies. But as you can see, having babies make it better.
Yes, ma'am.
So I dipped for a little bit and I just like skyrocketed off, and then I dipped again for a little bit and then I skyrocketed even more.
Back
So
to it.
yeah, this was cool to see. I mean, I
Yeah.
knew this, but like this is cool to see.
But when you kind of take a step back and you look at the big picture of your career, it puts
Yeah.
everything in perspective,
Yeah.
right? Of everything you've been through, the growth that you've had. One thing that I've noticed too in your chart is that, at least in my research, I feel like your stats versus what actually was happening on the court
Yeah,
were a little
the impact,
different.
yeah.
The WNBA was actually in a different place at the same
Yeah,
time,
for
right? I mean,
sure.
you guys
Yeah.
have just exploded in the last couple of years, but back in
Yeah.
2015, 16, things were a bit different.
Yeah, I remember adjusting honestly pretty well. Physically, I felt like I was up to par in a sense. But I was obviously still playing against grown women, which is like crazy to think about because now like I am the grown woman with kids that like younger kids are coming in to play against. But I was, like I said, my time in I was like mentored in a sense by Jane Appel, who's like on the PA, Daniel Robinson, who is on our coaching staff. So I had a good group that I think really like set the tone for me of what it looked like to be like a professional basketball player. And then I kept kind of continued that role, and I played through my pregnancy pretty much halfway. I think I played up there like 4 months, so it was like halfway through the season.
Tell me what that was like, because I know there's probably a lot going on mentally too.
Yeah.
2017, you found out you're pregnant and you're playing through your pregnancy. And as a female athlete, that is scary, right? Because so many times we're told it's either family or career, especially as an athlete. It's family or sports.
Yeah.
What was that fork in the road for you, or was that even a thought?
It definitely for my first, I mean, both pregnancies, honestly. But the first one for sure, because the average span of the league at the time for a player was like 3 years. And so I was in my 3rd year. And so I was like,
The
well,
clock is ticking.
there it goes. And, at the time, the salary was like, okay, overseas, but sometimes it didn't feel like it was enough in a sense to give up everything. I was just kind of I think, mentally prepared to be done, but physically not. And I like just surrounded by great people, tremendous management that like really motivated me to get back. And I never felt like they wanted to like be done with me. Despite the, like me being pregnant and coming back. So
That's awesome to hear, because I feel like it could be a scary situation. I mean, not knowing the future of your career, but to have that support, like from the management side even, is so important. And then family side, did you have support to help you out?
Yeah, absolutely. My mom retired very young in a sense to be there for me and help me take care of Amaya. And it's definitely made the difference in the way I'm able to parent and the flexibility and the confidence, I would say, to like be a mom, because I have her like right behind me. You know, I don't have the fear that a lot of moms probably have
of doing it on your own. It's so nice to have the support, like we said, both sides. What kept you wanting to continue?
Yeah, I mean, in the first case, Amaya, you know, like she got to live in Italy for 3 years, you know. She just released her first book yesterday. And so she talks about that like in the book, and she's a very well-rounded kid, and a lot of that is shaped from just the diversity and the what she's been exposed to from my teammates, and then also just like being in other countries. Me going to South Korea the first time, or for my first year overseas, was the first time I had left the country. So outside of like an island, but to be able to do that and to know that you can continue to do that and travel the world, like I've been to Turkey, I've been to Egypt, I've been to pretty much every country in Europe. So a lot of the reason I kept going was to like expand my family's like palette, honestly.
Right. It's not just about you. It's a family journey, which I think a lot of people forget when they look at athletes. They see the individual athlete, they see how they're performing on paper, but it sounds like you are also able to have the perspective of it is actually more than just basketball that I'm playing. I'm actually bringing my family life experiences and also chasing my dreams along the way. Do you feel like that perspective kept you having fun with it? Because it can be a grind with all that travel and the back and forth of international play and WNBA.
I think when we talk about like just the emotional side of things, just having that security and that safety of like my family. I mean, me and my mom are super close, and I think that that's kind of like a known thing, but to be able to have like that kind of support, it definitely makes it easier. Like I'd be over there and I'm like, well, my mom will be here in 1 week, and like I'll have home cooked meals, and so it definitely made the times overseas being easier. And even in the States, like when she's with me, my life flows a lot easier. Like I don't have to. I call her like my momager. I'm kind of transitioning her out to like allow her just to be a grandma, but I don't. My clothes are folded. My bed's made up when I go to practice and come home. I have food, so she definitely makes everything easier.
And that's a huge part of it, just having that support, especially being overseas. What do you feel like you learned playing internationally? Is it a different game? How is that even career-wise of playing overseas and coming back?
It's definitely a different game. It's way more physical, which I think that I've embraced. Unlike in my game, I'm a very like physical. I would consider myself a more physical post player, even though like I'm a little undersized. So I think being over there at a young age definitely made me like adjust to things. And then obviously you don't really get your way over there. You don't get foul calls. So you just kind of have to learn to play through things, which
toughens you out a little bit.
Yeah. So, and I feel like that's one of the lessons like I try to tell like some of like our younger girls that haven't had that exposure or been overseas. It's like, you got to play through it. It doesn't matter. Nobody gets
don't complain. Just
can't complain.
Just get through it.
Keep going. And you guys have refs? And
no. We're our own refs.
Yeah, does anybody?
I mean, we have rules. They're called rules officials, and they'll come around, but you usually call your own penalties, or who you're playing with will call a penalty on you. So,
but what are the penalties?
So it would be like if I were to accidentally move my ball. If I bumped it on accident and someone saw it. Hey, I saw you do that. That's a penalty, and then you have to just talk it out. And it's my word against yours, basically.
Kind of like tennis, like that. Well, no, big games they call the outs. But have you ever been in a situation like that? Is that like people do that to cheat, or
some people cheat? Yes.
Oh, okay.
But I've never had anyone call a penalty on me. I've called a penalty on myself. I've called penalties on people of like at least asking them like, did this happen? Yeah, I think I saw something, but let's talk about it. But yeah, that's more how it goes in golf. So
you miss playing?
I miss the competition.
Yeah.
It's like when it's over, it's over. Golf is always there. I could always go
I
back
was
and
gonna say, did you
play.
want like to be? You just felt like it was like time, like
So I felt like I never wanted to play on tour with kids.
yeah.
I never saw that for myself. And I think because at that point I had already played for 10 years, I was kind of to the point where I was like, okay, I'm
Everything that
I'm
you
about
like,
ready
yeah.
to settle down and be in one place. And
Yeah. I don't think I'm fully there, but I
Yeah.
definitely have like started to like turn the gears a little bit.
yeah.
Because I'm like doing like all this like life insurances and like I'm starting
Yeah.
businesses and
Yep.
my foundation. So it's like I have found a love and like passion for other things outside of like the game and like my kids.
Yep.
And I'm not done, but I definitely think it's starting to like, all right, like,
Yeah.
and like even subconsciously, like I haven't
Yep.
been like, oh, I'm ready to start thinking about it, but it just kind of happened. And I feel like that's like
Yeah.
the first sign in a sense. Yeah.
And I actually feel like it's a blessing to be able to have that too, because you hear so many athletes who struggle when they're done because they don't know what to do next. They don't know who they are outside of their sport. You sound like you do have an identity outside of basketball. Have you always had that?
Yeah, I think I've eliminated a lot of like the pressure on myself from basketball. And I tell people that all the time. I'm like, I think it's just perspective. Like, obviously, I'm competitive and I want to win,
Right.
but I play basketball for a living.
Yeah.
Like, what are we talking about here? Like, what am I like upset about? I have two
Right.
kids I come home to and they don't care that I just lost. Like, so they don't give me time. I don't want it, but like they don't
Yeah.
like give me time to like sulk or to like be
Right.
in my head too much.
Your
Like,
mommy.
yeah, like
Yeah.
Amaya doesn't care. Like,
Yeah.
but it's crazy now because I see her. She's like the benefit also like having her around like so much. She's experienced every emotion. Like she's seen me like through every emotion. So
Wow.
a lot of like her emotional maturity I've seen is like come from just seeing us adults and like navigate pretty much like every emotion. She has seen me through every emotion.
Yeah.
So.
And processing that.
Exactly. Yeah.
And you don't hide that from her.
Yeah, no.
That's
Yeah.
good.
And she even I've had times where it's like, hey, I need a moment. And she's like, okay.
Yep.
And like
Wow.
she gives me a hug and then she leaves.
How old is she?
She's 8. She'll be 9 in February, but
goodness.
I know everybody loves their kid and thinks their
Yeah.
kid's the best, but like she's just gifted in like a different way. And it's not like physically, it's not like just emotionally, her ability to like see people and to like understand at such young ages.
Yeah.
Insane.
And that's also a testament to you,
Yeah.
to your mom, all the experiences you give her.
Yeah.
And she's been a part of your journey from almost the very beginning.
Yeah, literally.
What has that meant to you to be able to take this journey with
Yeah.
her along your side?
I mean, I think again, it's not like I said, hey, I'm gonna go have a kid, but me and my mom are close. Like we're 17. She was 17 years old, so I was at school with her. I've lived in like a family shelter with her. Like I was there with her through like everything that she's been through, and part of like who I am and what I stand for is like a testament to that. So I think subconsciously, you know, like I've always wanted to be a young mom because I value our relationship so much.
You had Amaya early on. How did you handle any of maybe the critics of the outside noise of, like I said before, a lot of people have assumptions about women in sports having kids?
Honestly, I don't think I felt it as much as I did with Legend.
Oh, really?
Because it just there wasn't as many eyes on the game as it was, and there wasn't so many people invested in like your lives. It was kind of like, okay, cool, like sure, like it wasn't what it is today. And so I mean, definitely with Legend, I felt that like criticism and why and the questions and the concerns and obviously I went through something like extremely public, so
that's the hardest part of being in this limelight.
Yeah.
And to have all the critiques. But after both your pregnancies, you came back better. I mean, and in the chart, you can see, you mentioned it after both of your pregnancies. That is your secret sauce.
Yeah, just keep having a baby girl.
Superpower. Yes. How is that recovery and coming back? I know you came back really fast after Amaya and Legend.
This is one of the things that like I get a little bit of guilt talking about because it was different for me. Like I was back with Amaya after 3 months, which is like the bare minimum. It was like at 12 weeks, they clear you. They look down there and say, you're good to go. And
you were playing basketball after 3 months.
I was doing pool workouts, I want to say like 8 weeks. And I was playing basketball like at 12 and like running, like dribbling the ball and stuff. Not like full contact.
Yeah.
And then same with Legend. I was cleared at like 6 weeks with him, like down there.
Wow.
And I initially, just with everything that I was kind of like dealing with, told myself I was going to wait until after All-Star break. Like I was just going to relax and give myself the time. Yeah. And I didn't do that. I called my team and I was like, hey, I'll be there tomorrow. And camp had started in like 4 days, and I was practicing the first day.
Wow.
So, yeah.
And mentally to be able to separate being a newborn mom. You have a newborn at home, you're breastfeeding, you're recovering, all of those things, and then to step back into that basketball mode.
Yeah.
Was it hard to have that separation, or you needed that separation?
I think one is kind of like what I already knew with Amaya, you know?
Yeah.
I think it was like the motivation to like pull me back into it. Like, and I had a lot in that moment to prove to myself, to people that were saying things. And so it was like, there's no way I'm not doing this, like at this point. And just because of the circumstances, I think had I had like not gone back is when I did, things could have maybe took a different turn for me, like emotionally. So yeah, it was kind of like you have to go back and you're gonna prove people wrong.
With that timing as well with Legend, you were also adjusting in a new city,
Yeah.
right? After being traded unexpectedly.
That was what I think was like kind of like the most difficult for me. I was like, I would literally have to uproot my family, like, and it was more so like my comfort's here, my community's here, my doctors are here. Like
Right.
I have a plan in place here,
Right.
and now it's like I'm supposed to just figure out a plan there, like, and so I think that was also part of literally. I think that was also part of why I was like, you know what, I'll just chill until All-Star break and like let me just like stay adjusted here. Like he deserves my time also. And then like a flip just like switched for me.
Yeah.
And
That competitive mode kicks back in.
the biggest lesson that I learned like through that process is that you have basketball relationships and you have like true friendships. And I think getting traded made me like realize that like, oh, like
Yeah.
like if you literally remove yourself from an environment, like you lose those like friendships in a sense. So that was, I think, really hard for me. But then there's some friendships that like made it through that, and I like Kelsey Plum like being one of them, and so just grateful for like we've been through a lot together.
Yeah.
And so I think like the real definition of a friendship has like transpired from that.
You guys did have a lot of great memories together while you were in Las Vegas. And 2020, I know you guys were the favorites to win the championship that year. You had one of your best seasons, but then you were injured and you missed the playoffs. How was that, having such a great season, but then at the end of the year not being able to be there for your team?
Yeah, it sucked. Especially because like my teammate Asia had such a like tremendous season, and we really felt like we had the opportunity. Even though we were like picked to finish like dead last that year. So I think we were all just like riding on like the fact that like we really like proved people wrong. It was very tough. Like, 'cause I mean, who knows how it could have turned out. And I'm not a person that typically has like dealt with injuries, so even that was like being like a little bit minor, but it was still like a big deal.
Yeah. Well, not being able to play, that's so hard. And when you're there for your team the entire season, it's hard to sit back and just watch.
I think it's kind of everybody kind of like, okay, well, we'll try. Like,
Yeah. How do you mentally handle that though when you are there and your outlet is to play basketball? You want to be able to help your team, but you're physically not able to.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of just, I think for any athlete, it's just like kind of heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Especially like in the bubble, it was just like a very different environment and like feeling, so it just like added to it. Like, and I mean, on the blessing side, like it was at the end of the season, so I didn't have to spend the entire season like that. It was only a week where I was kind of like out of the mix. So
Fast forward, you're with the Aces, continuing to have a really successful team, and you guys won the championship in 2022. Tell me about that experience of.
Kind of like similar, like, well, with the injury, I just felt like it was all like a part of like what ended up happening. And like any team that becomes what they are now, like a dynasty, you know, you go through the heartbreaks and heartaches of being so close, but like not really turning the corner.
Yeah.
And so the year before, we I think lost to Phoenix in the semis. And the year before we lost to Chicago. And so it was everybody like our time was coming.
Yeah.
Our time was coming. And that's obviously like the year that I was pregnant. And so my production dipped a little bit. And it was kind of one of those things like, damn, Dearica. Really? Like,
I mean, leading up to that season, you still were a huge part of the team. And
But it was, like I said, it was one of those things where we were kind of like, our time is coming. And the way that it happened, I don't think anybody would have like changed, like it made it like so much more special in my opinion. But I think that we were bound to win it that year.
just because of the team you were building.
Yeah, we'd already
amongst
gone
yourselves.
through like the trenches.
Yes,
And
together.
and the build of all the draft picks and, trying to find the right pieces. We had Liz Cambage and then she was gone and added Chelsea. So I think that was going to be the year that everything.
Yeah. And you played a really unique role while you were with the Aces, you were 2-time sixth person of the year.
Yeah.
How is that being in that role? Like being a role player and knowing your role on a team?
For me, I've always kind of known, like I tell people like when we would have camps, I would be killing in camp. Like at the end of the day, like I was playing beside Asia Wilson. Like that's it, like back up.
Yeah.
Rightfully so. I enjoyed just what we had built there. And I'm a very like low maintenance person. Like I don't require a lot. Like, so I wanted to be in Vegas. Like that was home. My daughter was in school there. Like these were my like best friends. So nothing else made sense to me. Like I felt like I hardly took any other calls ever. Like, cause I wanted to be in Vegas.
Sometimes we can't control. Obviously, in a team sport, you can't control what happens, unfortunately. What I love about your graph is that 2 steps back just skyrockets you. And, your unexpected trade to LA, I don't know, what did it do for you to where you feel like it allowed you to skyrocket into this new level?
I think I, skill set wise, was the same exact player. It's just a matter of opportunity and time.
Yeah.
Because I think even if you were to compare like per minute numbers, they're probably the same. I was just as efficient, like with my time in Vegas. So I think just the opportunity and, just having like a coaching staff that and the management that believes in you and that's what they wanted.
Right.
We want you to be our franchise player.
Yeah.
And I just filled the shoes like very easily. I've kind of known that I've had that in me, but like I said, I was comfortable with the situation and my role the time before. So I think like it was just more reassuring. Like people see you and value you way more than what is like on paper.
Right.
So
and you step up to the plate. And in LA, you had a bit of a different leadership role as well. Is that right? I mean, you're now a veteran. You have a lot of experience to give. You've got some younger teammates that you have taken under your wing. Talk about the leadership role now that you have in LA being a veteran.
I mean, I think I've always been the nurturer of any team I've been a part of and like the mom, like even in Vegas. I think like everybody like looks to me. Like it doesn't matter age, how good you are, like everybody like looks to me. And I treat it as if I'm talking to like my kids, like that's the leadership style that I bring. I definitely work hard and I play hard. But I'm not the person like slamming the weights down in the weight room. Like I think just more of like my approach to life and my approach to like people is what like gravitates people towards me.
How important is it to have that type of leader on a team?
I think for sure. Like you have to have your teammates like want to play for you. Like you want to play for each other and like genuine love. And like I said, I mean, I don't go in like, hey, I want this person to love me, but just being who I am, I think it just authentically like happens like that.
You went out of your way, and I don't know what year it was that you did it in LA, but you wrote each of your teammates.
Oh yeah.
Like an individual note about what they bring to the team, why they're special.
Yeah.
What was your inspiration for doing that?
I think it was just like beginning the season and we weren't really winning. And same way I would do my child. Like I'm just trying to instill confidence in her. And so at that time it was like instill confidence in my teammates. And it was just like a rough stretch and like I said, like just perspective and just trying to remind everyone of what they're good at. And if somebody's not telling them, like Mama D's gonna tell them. So
Mama D. Everybody needs a Mama D in their life. You mentioned your wheels are turning a little bit of what's next. How do you stay focused on what's now?
My kids, like just I do my job. I come in, I give my time to my profession, and then I turn it off. Like I go home, it's off. And I think that that's just allowed me to just stay balanced and like grounded in like what matters most to me. And it has nothing to do with like with sports, So.
And I know you did go through something really public, and you've been such a strong voice for women and women in sport and standing up for yourself, standing up for women.
Before we continue here, I want to provide you guys with some important context for the following conversation.
Basketball superstar and Olympian Dearica Hamby looking to take the WNBA and her former team to court, alleging she was traded because she was pregnant. The three-time WNBA All-Star and two-time winner of the 6th Woman of the Year award played for the Las Vegas Aces from 2018 to 2022, helping lead the team to a championship victory in 2022. In June of that year, Hamby signed a 2-year contract extension with the Aces and in a new lawsuit says she was offered benefits like private school tuition for her daughter and team-provided housing. But according to that suit, all that changed when she found out she was pregnant just 3 weeks later. She alleges she was removed from those housing accommodations and told the team was still figuring out tuition costs. The lawsuit also details an alleged phone call Hamby had with Aces coach and former WNBA star Becky Hammon. Hamby says Hammon called her a question mark, accused her of lying about when she found out she was pregnant, and said she was not taking proper precautions not to get pregnant. The discrimination suit goes on to say that Hamby asked, "You're trading me because I'm pregnant?" To which Hammon responded, "What do you want me to do?" Hamby was then traded to the Los Angeles Sparks in January 2023. The WNBA then said they launched an investigation into her claims and in May of 2023 imposed penalties on the Las Vegas Aces, suspending Coach Hammon for 2 games without pay for violating league and team respect in the workplace policies related to comments made to Hamby in connection with her pregnancy, and rescinded the team's first-round draft pick for 2025.
What was that like mentally to have to go through publicly?
It was hard, like knowing my truth and like what I experienced, and it kind of being like gaslit and like so going through like those emotions. But I think there's always just like this little voice in my head that like I knew I was like doing the right thing, and so I was gonna follow through on that. And it's like even my child like telling me like you're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Like, and she's 7, 8 at the time. So I just had a truly like remarkable support system at the time, from my mom to my friends to my coach, like the staff in LA, and then just like wrapped their arms around me and just like empowered me to pull through like what I was like dealing with. So even now with everything I'm doing moving forward, like all those people are a part of it, and like I'm gonna pour back into them, the way they poured into me. And so I'm just really excited about all of that.
Yeah, I'm sure that can be an isolating time and scary and hard because it's hard to go through anything publicly, but when your life is on a platform that is just, it's intimidating. When you did go back and play with your former team for that first time, the experience wasn't positive.
Yeah.
How did you manage to get through that game?
I just was gonna get through it. Like, I mean, I think I've said this. Like, I was like fighting back tears, just because it was a place that like I loved like so much, and so
You sacrificed so much for that team and for the fans, and I know it's something that's difficult to go through, but it's a part of your story and a part of your redemption story and a part of your strength that you're now showing a Mayan legend.
Yeah, no, I'm forever grateful for my time there.
Yeah.
There's some tissues.
Yeah. Maybe some tissues. Things just get you. No matter how long time has passed, it's like when something means a lot to you, you can't help but feel it, and that's what's authentic and real about what we do, is that you're so connected to it and you're so invested and you love it. Like, you don't sacrifice your time and your family and your body for nothing. How do you handle being in the limelight when you are going through whatever emotion it might be, the roller coaster of what a career is?
Like when it first happens, especially with someone like me, I'm very like I'm kind of sensitive, and I like when things happen, it's kind of like, but why? Like why? Especially when you feel like you aren't that way. So it's like some things like don't make sense.
Yeah.
But no, like the more like life goes on, and I think you just realize the type of people that you're dealing with here. Like, what are we talking about?
Right.
A lot of them aren't even real people. They're like they're bots on a computer.
They really aren't, though.
And I know that probably any of them would probably trade places with me if they could. So it's like, what are we talking about here?
Yes. And they could definitely not beat you in one other one.
Yeah, definitely not that.
How important is it to know who you are as a person when you're going through a journey like yours?
Yeah, I mean, 100%. Like, you just got to stay like true to that. Because, I mean, it seems like there's people's like daily goal to like piss off a like person of somebody that I can just go and piss off on the internet.
Yeah.
And every once in a while they'll get you, like,
Right.
because it's like, you got me effed up. Like, and I think after like going through everything, I have the person now, like, I mean, I'm still who I am, but I will snap back every once in a while, or just like correct people, like, what are you talking about? Like, that's not true. Or if they want to say something smart, sometimes I'll say something back.
What have you learned about standing up for yourself and going through everything you have?
It's definitely a process. Like, because I've always been the type of person to like allow people to kind of like do whatever if it was gonna like make them happy in a sense, or like, so I think the few situations that I have gone through, definitely, my grace has always been like my gift. But there's like, you can have grace and still like not take shit. So
Yeah. I like
definitely
that.
I'm like proud of where I am today, like,
Yeah.
and how I handle like situations like that.
Knowing who you are
Yeah.
and what you stand for, and the trolls are there
Yeah.
regardless and
Yeah.
always. And what I've learned in when I was playing, no matter how good you're playing or how bad you're playing, there's always gonna be
somebody's always unhappy.
somebody or something, no matter what.
Especially with the gambling nowadays. It's like,
Oh geez, I can't even imagine.
but I go back, like, they write me sometimes, and
Yeah.
they say, and I was like, I'll say,
I'm out here trying.
it's not
okay.
even that. I'll say things like, sorry, I'll like, never mind.
Good
I won't
for
say what I
you.
say, but I do write back, and then I'll be like, I'm so sorry, like, I love you.
They
And I'm just
forget
like,
that we're real people,
Yeah.
that you're a real person
Yeah.
with a family. And I experienced that with my husband of going to baseball games. And it's like the things people say, not knowing that he's a dad, he's a husband, he's a person.
Yeah.
He's like, he has a heart, he's trying.
It's not.
It's a whole different
Yeah,
aspect of the game.
Of the game. That,
Amaya just released her
yes.
book.
Yes.
My Mom the MVP.
Yeah. So about a year ago, Amaya, oh, here she is.
Hey girl. You
can
want to
peek
tell
in
us
for
about
1
your
second.
book?
1 second. Say hi.
What inspired you to write the book?
My mom chose to, but
Yeah. And it's about a real story of your journey and your mom and things that you guys have gone through.
Tell them how, when you saw the first illustrations, what'd you say?
I need a bunch of braids.
She was
She
very
knows what she
involved.
wants.
Yeah, she was very involved in the process
I
of
love it.
the illustrations and
I always
certain words and stuff. So about a year ago, we were headed to Taylor Swift concert in Vancouver. Those are the most expensive
Oh, I can imagine.
tickets I've ever.
I've heard.
Yes.
Thankfully, I don't have to handle that.
Yeah, not yet. It'll be somebody else by that time. But and we were just like brainstorming. She was like making bracelets and stuff, as they do. Like when they go to the Taylor Swift concert, they trade bracelets and stuff. So we were doing that. And we were just talking, and she writes short stories a lot, like at school, and she writes them about her brother, and they're funny. They're usually like really funny. And so she was just like, oh, like kind of jokingly, like, oh, we should write a book together.
Oh.
And I was like, we should write a book together, like. And so I started like brainstorming, like at like pretty much on the plane, and it was so crazy because I was like writing it, and they obviously fine-tuned the story. It was a lot longer when I like gave it to them, but it was so crazy to me because a part of the book that is left out in this story, but I talk about a dialogue where normally if I'm like walking, if I'm somewhere and someone comes up to me and they're like, oh my God, like I love you, and like nice to meet you, and Amaya will always say, you know my mom. And they're always like, yes, like I love your mom, da da da. I kid you not, we're in Vancouver. The next day, we go to the aquarium. I'm in Vancouver. And a girl walks up to me and she's like, oh my God, Dearica, like, I love you. And Amaya goes, you know my mom? And so it's like, it's so crazy because there's like real, like I said, the story is like a nonfiction children's book. So there's like real moments, and not everything got like to carry over like into the final story because it obviously had to be made into like a kid's book. But yeah, it's just crazy that like how that I like wrote that and like captured it, and then it like actually
it
happened.
happened.
Yeah.
That's wild. And the fact that you and Amaya can do it together.
Yeah.
Just like you've, done your entire WNBA journey, just these milestones you guys are hitting together and growing together. My Mom, the MVP, when will it be coming out?
So it's it went for pre-sale.
I bought 4.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I'm going to give them as gifts. I'm excited.
It's a tearjerker, honestly, just because it is such like real raw moments of what I think a lot of kids experience. As a child, you always kind of like idolize. Like my mom worked for Ben and Jerry's when I wanted to be the best Ben and Jerry's ice cream ever. Like, and I worked that even in college, like my first year. Like I wanted to come home in the summers and I wanted to do that job. Like I loved like my mom's boss. I loved going in there and getting the ice cream, and so I think the anxiety, and they don't know it as anxiety as like a kid, but the anxiousness or anxiety that you feel of, am I gonna be like my mom, like or my dad? Am I gonna live up to exactly?
Yes.
And so in our case, it's the same thing, or maybe a little bit worse, just because there's just so much more.
Yeah.
Like me, she sees the cameras in my face. You know, her friends are like, "Oh my God, your mom," and so we talk about that.
Wow.
So I think it's a deep, in a sense, children's book.
Yeah.
But I think it's important, and she wants to write more. She wants so the goal is to start a series. This is kind of like the parent book, and then she has her own like brand now.
Wow.
But I think it's important for kids to write kids books. Like I think we see it just more often like adults are writing kids books,
Right,
and
that's so
it's
true.
just not the same.
You've accomplished so much. What do you still want to accomplish?
Okay, so
I'm sure you have a list. I know
have
you
a list.
manifest. You
Yes,
set
I do.
goals.
I have, and I haven't shared this like publicly yet, but I'm starting my foundation. So maybe by the time that this is out, my foundation will be like launched and like live. It's called the Dear Marie Foundation, and it's just turning the things that I've been through into like purpose. And so I want to just empower women to stay confident through pregnancy and beyond, and like work and thrive and still be like bosses, even though that they're choosing to also have kids. Like you don't have to choose, and you can thrive at both. I also am starting some businesses.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Like I said, it's been so awesome to see you just evolve and grow. Everything you've accomplished is honestly really inspiring. So congratulations.
Thank you
And
for having me.
of course, thank you for sharing your time. Thank you for watching. We want you to be a part of the show. Every other week, we release special episodes built around what you're curious about and exploring in real time. Leave us a voicemail at speakpipe.com/realgame with your questions related to the show or topics you'd like us to dive into. And you might hear yourself on an episode. Connect with us on Instagram at Cheyenne_Woods. And if you're enjoying these conversations, share the podcast with someone else. We're here to grow together.